Some of them, their parents are supportive and some of them they're not. But if I'm talking to the parents, it's like, oh, it's going to make me cry. Um, like we said at the top, like life is short. And if your kid wants to do something that's creative and passionate, let them try. Like, let them try. Like, I know you want to protect them and I know you want them to do well in the world and I know you want to set them up for success. But don't let them end up being 40 years old going, oh, woulda, coulda, shoulda, oh, regret, I wish I would have tried that. And I have a lot of clients that come to me in their 50s and 60s who go, oh, I took the safe route and now I want to be an actor. So it's still possible later in life. That's a big chunk of my clients. Um, but just let them try.
Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona, and I am selfishly excited to have my guest today. And some of you know I'm a movie foodie. I love movies. Me and my best friend, we talk about them every week. What's the new movies, the Oscars, all that kinds of stuff. And when you can bring somebody on that's an actor, but helping other actors with a servant's heart, I'm all in. And of course, she's here today. So before I bring her on, let's do our gratitude for the day. The world is a better place because you are in it. The world is a better place because you are in it. I've just known my guest for 9 minutes, 8 minutes. And I'm going to tell you right now, it is because she's helping people in the acting industry, which is so hard to do. Let's bring our guest on. Jodie, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi. So glad to be here.
Well, I got to ask you, you have so much passion to help actors. Where'd that come from?
Oh gosh. From two things, honestly. Well, I'll say first of all, when I graduated college, I went to NYU, Tisch School of the Arts, to be an actor, and that was like one of the top 3 acting schools in the country when I went. And when I graduated, I was like, I'm going to be on Broadway by the time I'm 22, and life will be amazing. And it was freaking hard. Like, it was hard, and that did not happen. And so for about 8 years, I struggled after college. And I booked work here and there, and I was more of a theater gal, musical theater gal at the time. And I booked some stuff, but like success was just random and rare. And it was a struggle. It was just a struggle. And so after about 8 years of struggling and not being able to pay my bills, I was like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Like, what am I missing? What am I doing wrong? And I realized that it was business. Like, I did not know how to run a business at all. I thought my talent would take me everywhere, but when there's a sea of other actors in a room and thousands of people auditioning for roles, it's like, how do you stand out? So I literally read every business book that I could get my hands on. Like, you name it, I read it. Like, everything, networking, sales, everything. And after about 6 months of just like, I'm going to educate myself. 6 months of doing that. Then I started putting together a plan. Like, I read all these branding books and I was like, well, how do I do that for me as a person, a thinking, breathing, sensitive being, not this company? And networking skills, same thing in sales. And how do I do this? How do I market me? And then I started putting together systems for myself. And then 6 months later, my whole acting career had changed, and I got an agent for the first time and booked an off-Broadway show, and all these things happened. And so then clients would come to me, friends came to me, and they're like, what are you doing? Like, how did you do that? They're like, can I take you out for coffee and pick your brain? I was like, yeah, sure. And then it was probably after about 40 something coffee dates that I said, I think I have a skill set here now. I think I have a skill set. And that's how my business started. But it really started with, I needed it for me. Like, I went to a top tier acting school and didn't learn that I was a product and needed to run a business. So it all started out of necessity for self, started a little selfishly, but then realized I had a skill that other actors needed. And most actors are very right-brained, creative, feeling creatures. And to switch to that left brain mentality and go, oh, I need systems and structures and business is really hard for people. So so I just really have created these systems that I think that are accessible for actors to be able to understand that they are a product and they are a brand. And then how do I market and sell that? So that was kind of how it started.
That's a great lesson for entrepreneurs that are listening, because it's the same story, just different industry. You go into coaching, you become a plumber, become a family man. I mean, it's all business. I love how you did that. I tell you, we were probably really stimulated after 40 coffee dates. You were probably on fire. which is good.
I was so caffeinated, Steve. I was so caffeinated.
So why? Because are there stats out there that tell us every person, like I'm a big sports guy, the NBA, top 2% of all basketball players will make the NBA, 5%, whatever that small number is. What is it for acting?
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great, Steve.
No.
It's probably around the same thing. It's probably like look, when you watch the Oscars and see all the celebs, that's the top 1% to 2% of actors. Even the people on TV that are like series regulars on television, they're in the top like 2%, right? But there's a stat, like the acting union is called SAG-AFTRA, and that is the union for actors. And there's a stat in the union, oh God, what is it? I'm going to screw it up. That 72% of SAG-AFTRA members make less than $16,000 a year or something like that.
Wow.
It's not great. It's not great. No. So yeah, so that's I think where I come into play, right? Is I can really help people understand who they are, where they fit, how to brand themselves. But even more so than that is like, what's the legacy that they want to leave? I think a lot of people become actors because they're like, that looks cool, I'm going to be an actor, and then they get out there, they audition a little bit, and then they're like, oh, well, things aren't clicking. And but they don't realize that it's a business. Like, what is your goal, and what's your voice in that, and what's your POV, and what are the stories that you tell better than anybody else? And that's what I help people figure out. Because so many times actors are like, well, I'll just act, I'll do anything. And I'm like, really? You'll do anything? I don't know if you'll do anything. Like, let's get clear on what you really want to do.
Yeah.
So yeah. And I think I'll say this. I think people say they want to be an actor, and then you see the Oscars and you go, oh, wow, there's the top 1% to 2%, and I'm over here. And I think it's really easy, and this is probably the same for any business, right, to feel like an outsider. And I think a lot of what acting is mindset. A lot of it is mentality and mindset. Like if I didn't believe that I could do this, to be an actor and do this job, it wouldn't happen. Like I have to believe it more than my agent, more than my manager, more than my friends, more than my husband. Like I need to believe it, or else it's not going to happen. So that's one of the big things I really support actors in as well. It's just mindset, to have the longevity in this business. Yeah.
Beautiful. I can see why you're such a good coach. You really get it. And it reminds me of that high school athlete that's the star at their high school. Let's use the star in the play. They're the number one in the play. I don't know the verbiage, but like, oh my God, Joey's such a great actor.
Yeah.
And like, I'm going to be in the next big movie, and millions of them don't make it.
Yeah, exactly. That was me. I was the lead in the drama club plays, and then I moved to New York City at 17 years old, and I was like, oh shit,
holy
this is different. This is harder,
Well, how's that experience help you coach others? I don't like coach, I like mentor, advise. How does that help advise others?
Oh gosh, well, I'm in the trenches with actors. Like I still audition all the time. I just have a new audition I got to do this morning. I had an audition for a lead in a new feature this past week. So I'm in the trenches, and I get it. So I think, a lot of times when people work with me, they're like, oh, I feel like you're my big sister. Or I feel like, something. I get that a lot, that I'm the cheerleader, but who'll, tell you like it is. So I think that's what really resonates with people, is I understand and I get it, and I get how hard it is, and I get all the limiting beliefs that come up, and the fears. So yeah, I think that's why people trust me, is that I understand, and I'm always going to meet you where you are. And I think that's something that makes me a good coach, is I'm not going, hey, this worked for me, you get to do this. This is what worked for me. It's not about what worked for me. Like, the systems I've created now have been proven. I have clients in 32 countries. So like, there's a track record that these systems work, right? It doesn't matter what market you're in. But everyone comes at it with their own mindset, or their own mentality, or their own fears, or like I said, limiting beliefs. And then how do you work through that to help people master the business?
32 countries. This is a successful lady. Holy moly. And it's interesting with acting. I don't want people to think, don't go for acting. I mean, we say these numbers, right? But you're the person that's that game changer for them. They're like, okay, Steve Ramona, you want to be an actor? Well, I'm going to come talk to Jodie or whoever, but you're in
Mm-hmm.
front of me now, and I
Yeah.
think I would hire you in a second to walk me through those struggles that I. So I talk about the curve like this, and you flatten
Mm.
that curve.
Yes,
Is
exactly.
that correct?
Yeah,
Talk about that. How you
exactly.
do that?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, but that I think that's the big thing is like the acting career can feel really chaotic, right? It feels like a freaking roller coaster. And you were talking about the numbers just a second ago, and the people who say, "Oh, if you can do anything else, do it." There's a lot of people like
Yes.
that, right? I hate those people. I don't like to use the word hate, but I really dislike those people because they're projecting their own fears and maybe they tried to do it and it didn't work for them. Well, don't project it on everybody else. And I think if someone has a passion for something and they have a belief in it, yes, you need training and yes, you need to audition well and yes, you need to run it as a business. But if you have a passion for something, freaking do it. Life is too short to go, oh, it's too hard. Oh, it's too hard because so and so said it's too hard. No, no. If you want to do this, I'm going to help you do it. And then it's up to you to take it and run with it. But I really think if someone really wants to be an actor, there's a way. And I've had clients become series regulars. I've had clients get on Broadway.
Wow.
I've had clients star in movies. I've had clients have more success as an actor than I have. And
Usually,
it's lovely to watch. But it's
yeah.
because they finally said, "Oh, I get it," and I have a system to do it. Because again, going back to the chaos, I shorten people's learning curves, because I struggled for 8 years. So what I'm doing is just shortening your curve. So you don't have to struggle those 8 years. I'm going to give you the shortcut of what happened to me after that. So, and I've been refining these systems since 2008 is when I first started my business. So it's been a
Wow.
long time.
Yeah, you're 25, so you did it at 12. So you
I
started young.
did. It's
Yeah, yes,
crazy. I
fantastic.
was a
Well,
child prodigy in New York
yes,
City,
you
starting a
are.
business.
And it makes me think about Denzel Washington, Mark Wahlberg, I don't know
Hmm.
their stories, but if one of those was told, what are you doing? Don't try it. I'm sure there's a story out there. I
Oh
don't know if you
God.
know. Probably
1,000 times.
hundreds.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I
That
mean,
they,
so many people are like, "Oh, I almost gave up," and then they booked their next big thing. Or, yeah, I was told I would never, even. Oh God, I feel like there's a story I know somewhere, but it's not coming to me. But like, oh, you're not good looking enough to be an actor, or things like that. Like that's such bullshit. Like when you watch TV and films, and there's all shapes, all sizes, all kinds of people. There's a place for everybody. And that is why I mentioned the outsider thing before. That's why I call my company Actor Insider, is because I want people to feel like they belong. I want them to have a place. And for me, that is one of my top values in life, is to make people feel like they belong no matter what.
yeah.
That stems from my sister. My sister is cognitively disabled, and to this day, she's my older sister. And to this day, she functions on the level of a 2-year-old. And so I remember growing up with her, like I was, no one could say anything or hurt my sister or do anything. Like I was like little 10-year-old me on the front porch yelling at the teenage boys walking by the house, making fun of her. So like I wanted to protect her and make her happy and know that she belonged, have her feel like she belonged. And that just carries into everything. So I think that's what propelled me to start a company, and do that. And really just help people realize that they belong. If you want to do this, there's a place for you. You belong. And it might not look like what you think. You might not be starring in studio movies, right? But there's a place for you. And let's figure out what that place is.
That's a great statement. I like that. There's a place for it. And you're a mama bear. I can feel that. That's so huge.
Yes.
What's your sister's name?
Lori.
Lori, shout out to you because she's leaving a legacy through you. It's just I
Oh,
go on, I won't. It's beautiful.
yeah.
And I'm just thank you for
Thank you.
sharing that.
Yeah.
And not that you have enough to do. You've already done two interviews. You've got a software company. You want to
Yes,
help even more.
I
Talk
do.
about that software company.
Yeah, so during COVID, actually, all of my friends were baking sourdough bread, and I was like, I don't like baking. So what do? Let's build a software company. So I had an idea for this idea I had for a long time of a relationship tracker and audition tracker for actors. 'Cause I think actors are notoriously not great at following up or keeping things, and most actors don't love spreadsheets and they're not actionable really. So I've always had this idea in the back of my head. So I started putting pen to paper and whatever, and creating what I wanted it to be, and found a developer. And so all through 2021, we built that. And then we soft beta launched in 2022. And it's been great. Like, it's everything I wanted as an actor to have. It's like a CRM for actors is essentially what it is. I can't say that to actors because they don't know what a CRM is.
Yeah.
So, you know,
What
um,
movie is that? What you see?
exactly. So yeah, and it's built. The whole software is infused with all my networking and follow up methodology. So it's all automated. So if you put someone in your maintenance list, the system reminds you and tells you what to do, and so it has automated triggers that happen. So. Because I think the one big thing that a lot of actors don't realize that I think most business people do is it's about data, right? If you're running a business, you need to look at the data. And it's not about just making decisions in your business based on emotions of, well, I think that didn't go well. No, it's not about how you feel. It's about data. And I had a business coach once tell me, Jodie, it's data over drama. And I was like, ooh, yes, data over drama. How can I infuse that into my actors? And the software is one way to do that. So yeah, so it's called the Actor's Office. It's out in the world. It's doing well, and it's tough for me to, gosh, what do I want to say? Software as a service is definitely a different market for me. I've
Yeah.
never done that before, so I've been learning as I go, and I'm at a point where I need support. Like, it's just to grow this even more. So
Yeah.
I think I've taken it as far as I can, and we're getting great feedback on the product. And now it's yeah, something to do to get it to the next level.
Well, I'm going to support you on that because I think
Oh, thank
people
you
miss out on the networking part, the relationship part.
so much.
We talked before the show how what's happened to me and all the great
Yeah.
things that are happening to you because we build a relationship that builds a network.
Mm-hmm.
You don't build a network and build a relationship.
Yeah.
That's a cart before the horse.
Right.
And
Right.
software is so powerful when you can have access to something like that. That just
Yeah.
reminds you, we're busy. I mean, if we didn't have software, we probably wouldn't be sitting here on the podcast today.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Um,
Exactly.
I would assume that this works for comedians, actors, any people that do plays. If I say the verbiage wrong,
You're totally
correct
good.
me. But yeah, all those different
Yes.
avatars would use this, right?
Yes, correct. It's for actors who are voiceover actors, theater, film, TV, commercial. Yeah, you name it. Yeah, we built it. And it's all very specific to each niche. Like, my developer worked for, oh my God, I'm forgetting, like Deutsche Bank or some big bank, and he did development for it in like the 90s. And we had a development meeting one day, and he's like, Jodie, this is more complicated than anything I've ever done for banking. Because I'm like, I really want it to be very specific for each person. And anyway, it's very robust. I will say that.
Yeah,
It's very
that's a good
robust.
word. You're getting the software language now.
I know, I'm
That's
trying. I'm
really
trying.
good. Well, let me do this for you, Jody. I love you. I love what you're doing. So, audience, the first 5 people that refer Actor's Office to somebody in that field, make sure you let Jody know or reach out to me. We'll verify that you did that. I'm going to send you a gift because connecting like this, and unfortunately, humans, we need some rewards. And that's okay. I love giving rewards. I think
Mhm.
that's the way to serve. So make sure you reach out. We'll get the information real quick here,
Oh my
how you can
gosh.
connect with the Actor's Office. And we'll get you a book or we'll figure out what you get, but I'll
Oh,
get you a gift to share this because as
thank
you
you,
know,
Steve.
Jody, it takes one. Oh, you're so welcome. It takes one actor to go, this is cool, to tell 10 actors.
It's true. The domino effect will
Yeah.
occur. Yeah.
And it's not about selling, it's about serving. Of course, you got to
Yes.
buy something, but you're
Right.
serving these people, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
We're coming to the end here, which I'm sad. I think I want to bring you back if she's willing. I'm going to put her on the spot here because this part
I
2
love
would be
it.
just even better. What's one piece of advice you'd give somebody listening and the other side of this is parents. They could be a
Mm,
real proponent, good or
yeah.
bad, when it comes to this. What's a piece
Hmm.
of advice you give parents?
That's a big question, Steve. No, my parents, they're not here any longer. But they were big supporters of me, even though they were blue collar, middle class, took out parent loans to get me to go to NYU. Like, they did it. And I'm so grateful for that. And I have some clients whose parents are not so supportive. Um, and I've taught at the university level. I've built the business of acting program at 5 different universities. And so I'm dealing with 21, 22-year-olds, and some of them, their parents are supportive and some of them they're not. But if I'm talking to the parents, it's like, oh, it's going to make me cry. um, like we said at the top, like life is short. And if your kid wants to do something that's creative and passionate, let them try. Like, let them try. Like, I know you want to protect them and I know you want them to do well in the world and I know you want to set them up for success. But don't let them end up being 40 years old going, oh, woulda, coulda, shoulda, oh, regret, I wish I would have tried that. And I have a lot of clients that come to me in their 50s and 60s who go, oh, I took the safe route and now I want to be an actor. So it's still possible later in life. That's a big chunk of my clients. But just let them try. Let them try.
I can still be an actor. I'm excited here. Honest, I know you're going, no, stay on your podcast, but I'll have to. I love being an actor, but we'll go down that road. And I want to add to this, and correct me if I'm wrong. When you say support, it doesn't have to be financial.
No, just honoring that their dream is valid. Honoring that there's a place, again, like I said, like a place for them. Not that you have to pay for all their shit. That's not what I'm saying, but just give them that emotional support. You know, it's so my parents supported me, to go to NYU. Again, my family not come from money whatsoever. My great aunt was pretty well off. She was like the only one in the family. And there was a point in high school, my senior year, and she told my parents that she would help pay for my college education, which was huge. I graduated, like, I was number 3 out of a class of 900. I was going to be a cardiologist, and then I chose to be an actor. So there we go. I was on my way to my second interview at Brown pre-med program, and NYU called and accepted me early. And I was like, I'm going to go be an actor I'm going to be a doctor on TV instead, screw being a doctor. And then I remember telling my great aunt that I got accepted to NYU and I was going to go be an actor. And she said, I'm not going to pay for that. And she didn't. So that made me graduate also feeling guilty that who am I to go to school for something that I love? Who am I to not have done that cardiology? Who am I and my family to be the first one in my family to really go to college for something I was passionate about and not just be a nurse like my mom or an electrician like my dad, right? That was that time. Yeah. And so I graduated with debt and guilt. So no wonder I wasn't successful for a long time. So the things you say, and this is going back to the parents, the things you say have an impact. And those words and those actions had an impact on me for such a long time. Just let them try. They might decide it's not for them. And they might, not succeed. But then everything they will do up until that point sets them up to do the next thing. Like I have actors who are clients of mine who did leave the business. Like they said, you know what, the hustle's not for me. I don't love it enough. Great. But they've come on, they went on to be like really great public speakers or life coaches or something because they've taken the skills that they've had and morphed it into something else, which makes them very special in the niche that they have now. So the skills that they will learn can propel them anywhere.
Can see why you're passionate about it because it's personal to you.
Yeah.
And, it came to my mind because of that Philadelphia Philly player last week is suing his parents, which I can't believe because millions of dollars they siphoned out of his accounts.
Yeah.
It's crazy. White people, but we won't solve that problem. So we're not going to talk about it. It's just, and you so well said it. It's just support whatever way you can.
Yeah.
And that's friends and friends too. Be supportive too. We won't get in. We'll talk about that.
That's a whole other thing.
Yeah.
Surround yourself with people who will support you, not tear you down.
And what a way to end the show. Oof. What a beautiful way. I do want to ask one question because I want to get to know you a little better.
Okay.
What's your husband's name, by the way?
Matt.
Matt, that's my middle name. Well, he's a good dude. Oh. You're very lucky, my friend. I'm going to say that live on recording. You can take that and share it with him. But I want to get to know you. So where do you live? What area?
I'm in Encino, California.
Oh, yeah, you're in LA, near LA. Okay,
yeah.
So I'm going to come down to LA. You're going to pick your favorite restaurant.
Okay.
I'm going to reserve a table.
Uh-huh.
Matt's going to come with us. We're going to sit and have dinner. I want you to invite 3 people, have been influential in your life, have completely changed your life. They're mentors of yours, dead or alive. And for me, I'm a foodie. What food would you order for the table? Because you're ordering for the table.
Oh God. I mean, Italiano. I need the Italiano food, right? Oh,
Give it away.
yeah. Yeah. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and something with anchovies because I really love anchovies. No one else will want to eat them, so that'll probably be a selfish order for me. Um, but yes, Italian food, hands down.
Sounds good. Who are we inviting?
Oh, gosh, I forgot about that part. You said dead or alive. Oh, Jesus.
Whoever pops in your head.
You know, my friend Michael popped in my head. Michael believed in me about 12 years ago when I first started producing. So I also produce film, and I'm currently producing a feature now. And he invested in one of my first movies, and he's been such a mentor and supporter, and just in terms of like finances and advising and everything. So I would definitely invite Michael because he's always a good time and very supportive. I would also invite, like, I'm only thinking of like people in my circle now. Like Kimberly
Yeah.
Jensen is an acting coach who has been instrumental in my own development as an artist and an actor. She's also a director and an incredible human. And I would bring her. Um, gosh, who would I
Great
bring?
question. It gets you thinking
It gets me
what
thinking.
you're
You're getting
thinking
me
for.
emotional. I'm like, but
Good.
like, my brain doesn't go to like, I'm gonna bring the Dalai Lama. Like, I don't think about that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And maybe I should. But I think I would. I would bring my aunt, my aunt Claire. Um, yeah, when my parents passed, my aunt was a huge supporter and help at that time, and now she is like a mother figure to me in helping with everything that I do and listening to everything. So I would just want to treat her to dinner.
It's a beautiful dinner. Beautiful story. And Claire, shout out to you as well. Thank you for taking the time. You are an absolute blessing. You truly are
Oh,
the servant's heart in a tough industry. I'm going to say it. It's not an easy industry. And you're
true.
really trying to make the best of it and bring in a shining light to sometimes darkness that can be there. How can people reach out to you if they have friends that want to be actors or
Yeah.
want to be an actor?
Definitely. My business is Actor Insider. You can go to actor-insider.com. You can find me at Jodie Bentley on Instagram, Actor Insider on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn. I mean, just Google my name, you'll find me. You'll find me
Yeah.
somewhere. But yeah, reach out. And I have a ton of free resources on my website. I have a whole YouTube channel under Actor Insider that has, I think, about 400 free videos that I've done for actors on different parts of the business. So yeah, check all that out, but reach out. Happy to be of service in any way I can.
And we'll put it on the show notes to make it simple. Don't want you to have to search her, even though it was easy to find you. She is everywhere, and it's with a beautiful smile. Audience, subscribe to the YouTube channel for this podcast, especially if you're listening and going, gosh, I got a friend wants to be an actor. 10, 15 minutes of Jodie, I guarantee you will say yes or no pretty quickly if they should do it. And they should know that. And they should know all the information. And she can
Yeah.
do that for them. And here's somebody that can help them. And you just impacted their life. Say they become the next Wahlberg, Denzel Washington, Bill Murray, whoever, because you took
Hmm.
that step. Not saying it's going to happen, but we have to take those steps to help impact others. So, with that being said, me and Jodie want to thank all of you for watching or listening to this podcast, and we'll see you all on the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.